Addictions. What are addictions? Addictions are painkillers. They're emotional painkillers. That's why we turn to them. That's why we use them. So why do we turn to them? What is the reason that we need to turn this pain off? Well, in life, in our interactions with the world, we suffer. Suffering is just a natural occurrence of being a human being. So when we suffer, we have to express these feelings to get better. When we express them, it heals them. It's a cleansing process. And as you know, as I've talked about before, there's two ways of cleansing. One is through sadness. You express your feelings through sadness and you feel better. The other one is what I call anger work. And anger work is about expressing your anger out, not at others, not at yourself, but at inanimate objects. But if you choose not to do those two things, you're going to have to find something to turn your emotions off. And what people turn to are addictions. And addictions run a plethora of forms and expressions. And what I mean by that is people can turn to alcohol, people can turn to drugs, people can turn to busyism, relationships, sex, almost anything under the sun you can think of that you really dive into. There's a boy I've been recently working with that he's addicted to video games. He just loves video games, and he admits to me that he's addicted to video games. So we can be addicted to almost anything. Chocolate, food. I mean, the rampant obesity in our culture is because of addiction. We eat to suppress our feelings. So how does that happen? I want to demonstrate through these two people, showing what happens. So as you watch them, what's happening here is that they are saying something, one person is saying something really cruel to the other person. And you can think of perhaps in your own situation where someone has said something really mean to you, very painful. Maybe they talked about how you're, something about your looks, that you're very unattractive, or maybe they talked about how they think you're stupid, or maybe they talked about how, they hate you and they don't love you anymore and they're breaking up with you. Whatever it may be, put yourself in their situation and watch how, as one person says something to the other, you can feel the pain in the person, but this other person isn't expressing it, isn't saying much back to them, just kind of pushing it down, deep down inside. But when you push it inside, it doesn't go away. So watch what happens. She needs to turn to something to keep those emotions inside. It's a painkiller. Addictions are painkillers. And what she's turning to in this situation is alcohol. And many of you know people, or you yourself may struggle with alcoholism. So if there's pain, you will turn towards alcohol to suppress it. And that's what she's doing here. So if you feel the pain, then you don't need to turn towards your addiction. And that's the beauty about taking time to heal. If you heal, what you'll find is the incredible chain that you feel around you from this addiction starts loosening. And you become freer and freer and freer. And instead of being bonded to your addiction, you can just choose to live life freely and turn to things. You may have a glass of wine at the end of the day to relax, just because you enjoy wine, and not be addicted by the wine or the alcohol and have it ruin your life. So have a wonderful life and feel your feelings.